video I'm gonna break down, that's the first time I'm doing that on YouTube, but I'm gonna share with you and break down my top Forex pairs for the upcoming week. This week I have so many pairs. This is my whole list with the pairs that I'm gonna be looking forward to catch an opportunity hopefully for this week. I have also those two lists. Those are the red list is the pairs that could potentially work in the future, but I don't really like them. And then we go with the orange list, which is the pair that probably they won't give me anything for this week. So let's go with the blue list and let's start with NZD USD. NZD USD, it's looking great for sales. I like the daily, it's bearish, and not only that, this week also had a very huge breakdown and a huge bearish candlestick. So what am I looking for in this great daily area of interest, as well as the daily being bearish, of course? I'm looking this incredibly and very crowded, because a lot of times price just bounce and change direction when it came to the zone. I'm looking for a perfect retest, scale down to the 4-hour time frame, perfect retest, find the switch and the shift on the 30-minute time frames, which it can give me the perfect entry. That is for NZD USD. Most of the pairs will be the exact same, and that's also a big confluence that they're correlated with one another. Next one, we have GBP USD. Again, we're going pushing the USD towards the other pair. Again, the daily time frame very bearish. We catch a beautiful trade right here this week, which made us around 5% on our 50k funded account with GOATFUNDED. And if you want a prop frame, for me it works perfectly fine. No problem with the support team. Quick answers, no hidden rules. It's GOATFUNDED. You can use my code FXEscapeLab26 to get 30% discount. You will find the link in the description. So I made around 5k, around 5k on my 50k funded account with them. And here it's the exact same thing. I'm waiting on the 4-hour to give me a pullback here on the daily zone, and then that will identify that the price is slowing down. Then I will scale down to the 30-minute, 1-hour time frame to find a nice and beautiful entry on the break of structure. Next up, we have again another correlated pair, AUD USD. As you can see here, all the pairs that I have USD as a quote pair, I'm going against the main pair with the USD. That's a big confluence, and that tells you something. So again, beautifully on the daily, we have a head and shoulders pattern. For those who don't like and don't trade head and shoulders, I don't have anything to say to you guys. This literally, it's beautiful. That's the neckline as well. It's not only that is a zone, it's also the neckline. So what we anticipate is for price to do exactly what I marked here, to have a pullback on the 4-hour time frame, again identify and tell me that the price is slowing down, and the 30-minute and 1-hour time frame to do that break of structure so I can have my entry. And let's check the weekly in this one, because it's absolutely incredible, because weekly tells you the bigger picture direction. As you can see here, we haven't been at this high as price is right now since the price to be actually moving above the zone was last time on March 2022. It's 4 years. It's a little bit over 4 years, and that tells us a lot. And again, price just went a little bit up, and now it breaks structure on the weekly, went bearish below that zone and on an area that price not usually is there and being present for a long time. So all that stacks one another and gives you the opportunity to trade the market to the downside. Of course, with the touches of having a strategy and knowing when to enter. Same applies here. Huge bearish momentum 1 week. Second week gave us the rejection, and as we perfectly found our entry this week on the week that we expected to make the evening star. Of course, it was a bigger break than what we expected due to NFP on Friday, but we never trade NFP, non-farm payrolls. That's a rule in my trading. So yeah, the move was correct. We got what we want, and we were looking to do that again this week. Moving on to the next one, again, Euro USD. We're going with USD again. Same story on the weekly. Price never really moves up here into this zone. The last time again in this one was back in 2021. Again, price doesn't really want to stay up there for a long time. So now, since we are bearish on the weekly time frame, then we have the daily time frame, which will keep on pushing. In this one, I found a very closer, like the closest as possible zone on the daily time frame. That of course made sense. But I have another one which is up here. If price keeps on going backwards, then I have my zone number 2. So I can anticipate either a push here or a push up here. And for those who would say, where's your zone, why you have a market? I have a market, so my chart looks very, very clean, as clean as possible. That's also something that will help you with your trading. But if, for those who are wondering, this is my zone, the second zone, when and if price decides to go all the way back there. So now, again, the same principle on the 4-hour time frame. Price will go back, show me that it's slowing down, and then find my entry on the 1 hour, 30-minute, 50-minute time frame. Depends which one gives me the best and cleanest head and shoulder and break of structure. Now, moving on to Euro GBP and the weekly time frame, we cut so many trades in those 2 weeks right here, but now price has pushed a little bit up and grabbed some liquidity. It's been a little bit here and like ups and downs in this pair, but finally it starts to come down so it can make the next lower low, because so far our lower low in this pair is, this is the lower high and this is here the lower low. Nothing has closed below that, so we anticipate this week finally to make the new lower low and the new lower high. So probably this week is gonna be the push. We close below the EMA. We are at a very strong weekly rejection zone, which will say a lot. If this week closes below, then we might have an even better trade than the week after that. But let's focus for this week now. Very clean daily area of interest. That price has been tapped many times. And again, what are we anticipating is the 4-hour time frame to give us that small push. It started this week, so now I think it's gonna tap a little bit again, tap the EMA, then find a perfect head and shoulders break of structure pattern on the 1-hour time frame, 30-minute time frame. That would give me the entry I want. Moving on to NZD-JPY. NZD-JPY was a lot of, like, for many weeks was on my orange list, the one I showed you in the beginning, which is the list that I don't really care and I don't really trade. But right now, since it was an all-time highs, almost, now price had a huge bearish candle on the weekly, and then also on the daily had a very great break of structure with my beloved head and shoulders pattern to forming again. So now I'm just gonna wait for a small pullback to head to the downside. That's what I'm looking for this week, to push a little bit back on the 4-hour, have a small pullback, and then again the same story, shift of structure on the 30-minute time frame and the break of structure, so can give us the entry to the downside. Then GBP, JPY, the exact same story. See guys, how all my pairs match to one another. Now those two pairs are going with JPY against the main pair, and in the Euro GBP and Euro USD, both of those pairs have something in common, that the euro is losing power to the quote pair. All those are confluences that stacking the one on top of the other. So let's talk about the GBP JPY. Weekly time frame, it's at the very, I think it's an all-time high, so we anticipating for the pullback. Now we had a very bearish week, came back, retested once, retested twice, so now I think it's the week that price might starting to push to the downside. Daily time frame break the structure, creating again a very nice head and shoulder, the way I like it as well, with the end of the head breaking the structure right here, and then we can have another, the right shoulder, and then push to the downside. Again, very nice zone on the daily time frame, has 1 2 3 4 5 touches, which gives us and tells us that the price has been there, retest the zone and has a reaction. Then scaling down on the 4-hour time frame, it only can give us the slowdown that the market is about to slowing down and change direction. 30-minute time frame, break of structure. And then what I mean by break of structure is like price creating like that, and we break the structure, retesting and going to the downside, creating again a head and shoulders pattern, and at the same time breaking the structure. Moving on to USD CHF. Again, we going with USD. This one we're going long, which means again we're supporting the USD against the other pair. All those are stacked confluences. So this weekly, the weekly time frame, it's in general bearish, but we are at the very low. Like we are at the lowest point almost. We're consolidating there for weeks. So now, since the weekly time frame had such a big push, we anticipate for the daily that is also this one, it's actually bullish, and we're anticipating after that a huge of a push, a small retest to this very nice area of interest. We are anticipating for a small push pullback to the downside to continue the push. Again, the 4-hour time frame will help us give us the pullback and identify us when the market is about to slow down and push to the upside. 30-minute time frame will probably make a very nice inverted head and shoulders break of structure to take the trade to the upside. And last but not least, USD CAD. Again, we're going with the USD. Bullish on the weekly time frame, huge bullish week. Bullish on the daily time frame with huge bullish push for the past week. Now on this perfect weekly daily area of interest, we're waiting for a pullback here to take the trade to the upside on our entry on the 30-minute 1-hour time frame. So many opportunities this week. That's why I wanted to share with you guys on YouTube. Let me know if you like those series, and I can share my trades on YouTube every single weekend when I'm sitting down, because usually I'm just sitting down making the pairs and just sending them to my communities for free. But if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe to my channel. That helps so much. Share the video so you can help others as well to see this video. And if you really like it, comment down and let me know so I can do this every single weekend. Follow my channel for more, follow me on my social media, and join my Discord community. It's completely for free. And don't miss the next videos.